and we have to set the tone early. And I thought for the most part they did a really good job of being physical, sharing the basketball, playing faster, and just playing with more force.
How important is it when you're the lower seeded team to get one on the road in enemy territory?
It's extremely important. No matter what seed you are, you got to win one on the road at least. And our guys accomplished that. Look, we still have a ton of work in front of us. This is an extremely well-coached team. They're disciplined. They play hard. They play together. But it'll be good to get home and play in front of our fans at Smoothie King.
The guy scored the first basket for the Pelicans. He was a man on a mission all night long. Was this the best game you've seen him play this year?
This is one of his best, and it was on a big stage. I'm proud of that young man. He works his tail off. He's a great teammate, high character, high IQ, and he put it on display tonight.
Yeah, what do you think about the all-around game for him? I see some incredible shot making, but also, the 9 assists too, the 11 rebounds.
It was amazing just to see him work, and I just stopped calling plays and let him call them, and he was getting the ball. His teammates was finding him. He hit some incredible shots, and the most important thing, though, with our group is we just kept our poise. They made some runs. We took time out. We talked about it in the huddle and just coming out and executing over and over again. And with the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, you want to have an opportunity to win, which our guys did, and they came through in the clutch.
Yeah, and we asked you about possible changes to the starting lineup, stuck with it. Had some nice moments there in the third quarter. Just what do you see from that five tonight?
Jackson Hayes was awesome. Energy, rebounding the ball, running in transition. Guarding the basketball, block shots. He was big time tonight, and we're all proud of him.
Coming out of that Clippers game, B.I. talked about his excitement about playing on the biggest stage, showing people what he can do. I guess what did he kind of show in that second half about who he is as a player?
He showed it. This is the biggest stage, and put it on display tonight. I mean, he did everything that you could ask him to do. He scored, he assisted, he rebounded the ball, and he just played with force. It's awesome to see.
And another just for you guys, you switched a lot more this game. Just how do you think that worked out tonight?
They're incredibly good team in pick and rolls, and in order to take them out of some of those pick and rolls, we have to switch screens, and we'll continue and show them different coverages. But tonight, we did what we needed to do on the defensive end. Extremely nice. He started to get it going a little bit late once again in the fourth quarter, but thank God we were able to contest some shots and get him inside the three-point line. That's what it's going to come down to. At the end of the game, we have to execute on both ends of the floor, and tonight we did that.
Going back to, you said it, you had 7 or 8 playoff-type games, including the play-in. How much, in particular, did those experiences, late season play-in, help you tonight in the fourth quarter when they're trying to make their comeback?
Those games were extremely important. We're blessed that we were in the play-in hunt because our last, like I said, 5 to 7 games had a playoff type of feel. And our guys got that experience going into the play-in, which helped us. And then we won 2 big games, one at home, one on the road. We're ready for this moment. And that's what I continue to tell them. Just keep believing in each other, stay grounded, keep working. Most importantly, continue to keep God first in what we do.
Would you have believed me if I told you you were going to, on October 1st, you were going to be playing Jose Alvarado in playoff minutes in the fourth quarter, the way he's been right now?
Yes, I would have. I seen it from those guys when they first started in Summer League that they were going to continue to just add to our program. And Jose, Herb, Trey, Najee, Kyra, Jackson, all those guys were there, and we saw it right away.
I had some huge shots in the second half, but so did C.J. What did you see from him in the second half, kind of complimenting B.I. as he got going as well?
That's what they do. Those guys are shot makers. We knew that we were not going to shoot the ball, 30 whatever percent we shot in the first game for the rest of the series. So we just got in the gym, we stayed with it, and you put the ball in Brandon and CJ's hand, and they'll make plays for you.
Most threes you've had in a game this year, was that a conscious thing of we need to get more of that? Was that just kind of taking what they were giving you based on how they were playing?
I think it was a combination. We were taking what they were giving us, but also we understand that they're packing the paint, and we have to shoot the ball when we're open. they're loading up on Brandon and loading up on CJ at times. And when they make that pass, guys have to be ready to 0.5 mentality, shoot the ball, drive it, pass it, and we did that.
PI, when you said you let him start calling plays, what point in the game was that, and what made you decide to make that decision?
He just had it going. When he has it going, you get out the way and let his talent take over, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, a little more to that. I mean, I think, you and BI, there's a great deal of trust both ways. How is that established for you guys, so quickly, how is that such a strong relationship for you?
Once again, keeping God as our foundation, number one, and then two, having an open line of communication. Anything that he sees, we're texting in the middle of the night, talking about the game, talking about adjustments. I'm doing the same thing with he and CJ, sending them clips. And we're just working towards being the best that we can be and holding each other accountable.
And I know you like to pass the spotlight, but your first career playoff win in this building against that team with your history, that has to feel pretty good, right?
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for, once again, our guys. They went out and played incredible. I'm not on the floor doing any of that work. That's them. That's the people that, traded and drafted guys to get them here and brought in high character. David Griffin, Trajan Langdon, Swing Cash, our coaching staff. I really don't want the credit. I want the credit to go to them because they go on the floor and they do it every game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach,
Saw the end of the game, you were the one that had the ball in hand. You placed the ball down very quickly and ran back toward the locker room. Was that you trying to talk about it? You're like, let's.
No,
What was that?
that was good win. Let's go home. Obviously we're happy with one win. We're happy with splitting this, splitting on their home court, but we're not satisfied. But that wasn't. I didn't plan that, or that was no message. It was just like, drop the ball. I don't want to know, because that's my I don't want to delay a game. I'll put the ball down. It's not in my hands no more. I can't call a delay, so I just put it down and was like, let's go.
What'd you think about what Brandon was able to do on a big stage tonight?
I've been saying it. I've been saying it over and over again. I think Brandon Ingram is the best player on every court that we step on. He showed it tonight. He was shot after shot, contested. It didn't matter. He don't see you. Release is so high, you don't see you. He willed it and just closed that game out. So I'll say it again and again, and I'll keep saying it. Win or loss, I think Brandon Ingram's the best player on the court.
Yeah, you said after that play-in game, Brandon was one of the two hardest workers you played with. How special is that work ethic that he's got?
It's huge. It's huge. He's 24, I believe 24. And his game's you could see it just expanding every single year since he's gotten the league. And, what he's able to do is not just a scorer, but a playmaker as well, is proof and it's proof of all the work he puts in. So, those hours in the gym those unseen hours are being seen right now, and I'm just happy as hell for him.
yeah, and that was obviously a difficult loss for you guys, game one, going against a team with the best record in the NBA. Just what did you think about the way you guys responded in game two in their building to walk away with the win?
I thought the way we responded was great. We came out with first half energy, and then but the way we closed the second half of the game one carried over, right? So they threw a heck of a first punch, kept us to 38 in the first half in game one, and then we responded with 65 in the second. Granted, we lost that game, but the way we executed, the way we played, and the performance that we put forward in that second half was big carryover tonight.
And you guys switched a lot more in pick and rolls. Just how did you think that worked out for you guys defensively, and how much did that affect their guards?
I thought it was great. We've got great length on this team. We've got we don't switch much with JV, but obviously Jax is a freak. He's 7 foot with a 7'4" wingspan. I'm not that tall. I'm only about 6'7", 6'8" on a good. I'll say 6'8" on a good day. But I 7'2" wingspan. So we were switchable guys. Trey Murphy, long wingspan, tall guy. Brandon Ingram. We've got height and length on the wings in switchable positions. So I think that makes life hard for anybody.
What did you think of the job Jackson did, especially in the third quarter, Kind of changing a lot of things with the way he was running up and down the court.
The biggest thing with Jack, like, I can't say enough positive about Jackson. The Spurs game, he had a rough one. Clippers game, he had a rough one. Game 1 didn't get to impact the game, didn't get to do a whole lot. And tonight, the way he responded, it seems like a little thing from the outside looking in, but that's so hard. That's so hard to stay mentally locked in on. I think he's 21. At 21 years old, I can tell you right now, I don't think I would have been able to stay in that mindset to affect the game tonight the way he did. But blocking maybe the first shot of the game, I think a Jay Crowder 3-pointer, hitting the offensive glass right away, and then I'll tell you what, I was a good athlete. Yeah, I'm still a good athlete, but I was a really good athlete about 5 years ago, and I couldn't. He would kill me in 100 meters. So the way he was running up and down the court like that, man, I don't know who would catch him. And I'm just so happy for him tonight because the fortitude, the mental fortitude to stay with it and stick with this process and stay locked in is massive. And we are going to continue to need that effort from him.
How much did not only the play-in tournament, the build up to the play-in tournament, playing those 6, 7, 8 games that were playoff-like for you guys, help you think some of these young guys be able to deal with an atmosphere like this, and trying to hold them off at the end of a game?
I think it was big time. Those games were, like you said, playoff atmospheres. We played San Antonio at home, Lakers on the road, and then, the Clippers game was blowout, but the San Antonio one at home and the Lakers one when we were positioning for 9-10, and those were really close. Being able to win both of those was huge. For Trey, for Jose, for Herb, even for Jax. Guys that have been in for a few years. There's basketball. Like I said it before. There's regular season basketball. It's checkers. This is chess, and there's moves and counter moves to the counter move. So the fact that we could get practice with that and those guys could see the mental gymnastics going on within every possession of a playoff series and a playoff game is big time. And those games, the importance of those games is not to be understated.
I'll ask you about CJ and just with the playoff experience he's had, time in the league. What does he bring to this young team, and what has he meant to this team overall since he's been in?
I would say a calming presence. There's a lot of times where, first half Devin Booker was Devin Booker in the first half. He was unbelievable, and it feels good when we have two of them. Where you can just take the ball and let's take a deep breath. They're going to get us a good shot, and CJ's a calming presence for us out there. He's obviously makes ridiculous shots, and is a really good playmaker. But I think just his level of basketball IQ with the ball is big time, especially for a young group like this.
Yeah, you've mentioned a few times how you tell BI, you're the best player on the floor, no matter who we play. How much confidence does that give a team when you can look over and be like, hey, we have one of those guys on our squad?
Yeah, BI is him. He's that guy, and a lot of times it's what I've found is it's easier for us as the guys, like watching him day in and day out make these shots and go about his work and see the way he does it, because to him it seems normal. But you and I can walk in the gym and go, that ain't normal. It's not normal, right? Like, I work out too. I'm an NBA player too. I'm really good. I watch BI and guys like BI and CJ, and it's like sometimes like they're playing a different sport. They're that impressive. So, and to them that's normal. So sometimes the support characters, need to uplift those guys and let them know, like, hey, you're really that guy. Like, hey, I believe in you. I believe in you. And BI, I just want to make sure he knows that this whole team is rocking with him. Missed shot, made shot, turnover, good pass, bad pass. I don't care. I'm rocking with him. That boosts his confidence, and because I want that sky high.
Going back to Jackson, what did you think of he gets blocked on one end by McHale and busts his ass back?
Anything you can do, I can do better. Jackson Hayes does some of the most ridiculous. Like again, I said it. Like I'm a very good athlete, right? Like I'm like a top 1% athlete. Jackson Hayes is like a 1% of the 1%, and it's gross the things he can do. In the next layup line, please. Next layup line, I want you to watch how easily he 1, 2, 3 pop and does a between the legs dunk like it's nothing every single game. I get you're 7 foot, but like to be 7 foot in that athletic is absurd. That play was awesome. Obviously, it's something that hopefully should be showed on ESPN and SportsCenter and all that. But again, just back to Jackson. I'm just so happy for him for tonight.
We can move to Jim on Zoom, please.
Larry, I feel like the list of guys that I could ask you about is extremely long from this game, so I think I'll narrow it down to just kind of the rookies, just what they did tonight. I guess starting with Jose, I mean, what did you think of for him to deliver the way he did in the fourth quarter as a rookie in a playoff game?
Jose was great. He hit, I think he checked in the game. We right away, me and him, I found him on an open side pick and roll and pushed him, waved him down to the corner because I know if I can screen his man at the right angle, you've got Jose going downhill on a big, and as a big myself, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. So he came out, boom, knocked down his little floater. So now you got to respect his drive, and then. Like maybe the very next possession or the next 2 possessions, I caught it pump fake, took one dribble, 2 dribbles, his man helped off, kicked it out, and splashed a big 3. I don't exactly remember the score, but I know that 3 was a monster one. And then he made another one, another one throughout the night. But he was, again, these rookies are fearless. They don't back down. They don't back down. They act like they've been here before, and. I think it's no surprise that, Trey Murphy might have been a 3-year guy, but Herb, Jose, these guys are 4-year guys, so they've matured physically and mentally and are ready to be in these situations.
Last quick thing, how impressive is it to see what Trey's done he's been huge in both of these playoff games against Phoenix, just to come from where he came from in terms of he wasn't in the rotation, I think, a little bit before you got here.
Right. No, it's crazy that a kid that talented. I hadn't necessarily heard of him and I was in the same conference when I was with Portland. Hadn't really heard of him. I knew I had followed the draft and I saw he got picked 17th and all that, and then I hadn't really heard of him. And then when I got here and you see him work out, you walk up on him, you see his stature, you're like, that's a pro. I think he's taller than I am. Again, I would never say that to him. I don't know what it is, but I think it's just barefoot. He got me. But just again, the level of shot making, he's had in these play-ins and a couple playoff games. His first little bit is just super impressive, and along with, I'm just so happy for these guys. I'm just so happy for them. When I was my first few years being a young guy, I did not get this experience. So this is setting them up for really successful, meaningful careers. And the fact that they're able to play at this level on this stage so early is speaks volumes to the kind of preparation this coaching staff has done with them. Thank you.
What's up with you, brother?
CJ, y'all scored 30-plus in each of those last 2 quarters. What did you think about the offensive execution from you guys in the second half?
I thought we did a much better job, similar to how we executed in the first game. Much better second half, more aggressive, more assertive, running to our spots, fighting for space, finishing around the basket, making an extra pass. I had a couple bad turnovers, so I got to tighten up. But I thought all in all we executed, pretty well against a championship caliber team.
About what BI was able to do on a big stage tonight?
Yeah, I'm glad he gets to play on this stage. This is, what he's been waiting for, what he's been looking for, his entire career. A chance to show his hard work, a chance to show his skill set, a chance to show his mentality and his ability to take over games. And I think tonight he took the game over every facet. Passing, rebounding, dribbling the spots, getting to the free throw line, hitting threes. You got to see the full arsenal tonight. I'm thankful that he gets to play on this stage, and I'm thankful I get to be his teammate.
Yeah, back in February when we asked you, why you want to come to New Orleans, the first thing out of your mouth was, have you seen B.I.? So I guess, did you envision him being able to do this type of stuff on this stage?
I watched him play, League Pass before I got traded. So I had a pretty good idea of his skill set. I knew what type of work ethic he had, what type of mentality. He's with my agency, so, I was able to make some calls to kind of get an idea of, his thought process, how he sees the game, how he thinks the game. Obviously, we went to dinner, and we were able to kind of get on the same page. And I envision him being dominant, and I think he's being dominant. He's a basketball savant. He's continuing to learn, ask questions, study, watching film on the table, watching film on the bus, taking care of his body now better. All those little things is why he's having success and why you see it on the big stage. So if I said I envisioned 37, 9, and 9, maybe I'll be lying, but I knew he was nice. I knew he could play at an elite level and dominate at an elite level against anybody.
Yeah, and it seems like almost immediately you two were able to click on the court and understand how to complement each other. What did it take to kind of get to that point?
You just got to be willing to sacrifice. I think that's what it's about. The best players, know when to shoot, know when to pass, know when somebody else has it going. And, I play alongside, one of the best players ever played in Dame. So I've watched him, his work ethic, I watched his preparation, and we figured out how to coexist, and then I ended up leaving. And now I got another player in B.I. who's very talented in his own right. And, in order for us to be successful, you got to be willing to let the other person flourish. And tonight, he had it going, so I tried to make sure I stayed out of his way, take shots when they're there, be aggressive when I need to, facilitate, still impact the game. But I just want to win, so I don't really care about the rest of what comes with that. I just want to do whatever it takes to help our team win.
You guys hold Chris to, I think, 5 of 16 tonight. I know you were doing a lot. I mean, it was a lot of switching overall tonight, but what do you think worked particularly well against him tonight?
I mean, we tried to show different stuff, but he's seen it all, man. He knows what he's doing, how to manipulate defense, knows how to get to his spots. I think the difference was he just didn't make them tonight. He hit some big shots in the fourth quarter last game. Hit a couple threes, kind of kept them afloat. But, credit, our staff for doing a good job. Credit our personnel for doing a good job. But also, you need luck in this game, right? It's a make or miss league. Sometimes you make them, sometimes you don't. And tonight we made them and they didn't.
What did you think of the job that Jackson was able to do tonight, especially in that third quarter?
Yeah, he was great. He played with energy, and we try to get him more involved, understanding what his talent level is, understanding, his motor, how aggressive he can be on both ends. He got a crazy shot block, running the floor, getting dunks, finishing around the basket, making his free throws, and then he's got a tough responsibility as a young guy in the league to have to guard, a Devin Booker or to have to switch onto a CP. That's tough, and then you got to go bang with Ayton. So he's learning, he's adapting, and I'm proud of the growth that he showed tonight. In a tough environment against a championship caliber team, he played well.
I know we've talked about the rookies playing so many major minutes for you guys in the fourth and lately. Looking back for those guys, how much did not only the play-in tournament itself, but those 6, 7, 8 games leading up to the play-in, where it was must-wins, the Spurs game, the Lakers game, things like that. How much did that help them, you think, be prepared for an atmosphere a night like tonight?
I think it definitely helped, but there's nothing like the playoffs. I mean, you have to play in it to truly understand it, and I tried to explain that to him. I was like, I can't even really explain to you, the magnitude of some of these games, what it's going to be like, how important execution is, half court, how every game is close. You're never really out of it, because it's such a long game, and I think they've just showed tremendous growth, not just from, the 2 playing games and the 6 games we used to close the season out, but from when they were 1-12. That takes a courageous group, led by a courageous coach, a servant leader who did what it took to get the best out of his players, and then they went and put the work in so that we could have success tonight with Jose knocking down shots, with Herb locking up, making his free throws, with Trey knocking down shots. We had a lot of guys who were in the G League, finishing this game.
And
CJ, as a veteran player, how do you keep the players, the rookie players, with that mentality? That's just the word, not the mentality of a rookie. Especially what they bring to the defense side of the game. Maybe a little bit more about Jose Alvarado. What does he brings on the defensive side?
He's fearless. He's got a lot of energy. He's going to get into you defensively, pick up full court, fight over screens. He's going to battle with the big man. I think he drew an offensive foul, trying to front the post. And then he's crafty. He can get in and out of pick and rolls. He's got a nice floater. His jump shot has improved a lot. I think you've seen the video of him saying, yeah, I can shoot. He can shoot, and he's showing that, hitting big shots. Tonight he's hit some big shots in some of the previous games that we've played, and he's been someone that we can rely upon late in games.
And Larry talked about how difficult it could be for a young guy to have your minutes chopped in big games and still be able to respond the way Jax did tonight. Just what did you think about that aspect of what he did?
I thought he showed a lot of growth and maturity tonight. He played, 11 minutes in game one, and most guys would be frustrated, maybe check out. And I thought, he was professional. He was still, Jax, happy, go lucky, listening to music, dancing, all those things. And he came out and he performed well. He was aggressive. He showed the athleticism. He made the right passes in the pocket when we hit him. And he's a big part of why we won tonight.
And you talked about how much you wanted this team to get New Orleans invested in this group. How much
they
you?
Gonna show out. They gonna show out.
That's what I was going to ask. How much are you looking forward to what Game 3 will be
back
like?
to the crib, baby. I can't wait to see it. I'm already knowing. I played there before. I know what type of time they be on when we go back home. So I'm looking forward to not being in enemy territory, for a little bit, and actually hearing cheers when we shoot and pass and do nice things.
Let's go to Jim on Zoom.
He actually just answered what I was going to ask, but I was just going to ask you how much you're looking forward to seeing the environment. I know you've seen pretty awesome stuff from the crowd in a few of the games that you played lately.
I know they're going to show up and show out, and we're going to do the same. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. Hopefully it sells out in advance. And, I lock my tickets in with my family early so that, do what y'all got to do. Buy as many tickets as y'all need to. Have a great one.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Devin Booker, he pretty much couldn't have played a better first half. What did you just think about the resiliency to take that punch and come back and fight back in the second half?
Well, he first half was intense, and they were making shots, and it was tough. But we responded with physicality, like we talked after the first game. We didn't match their physicality to start the game. We changed that, and then we came out being physical and being tough.
37 and 11 and 9 for BI tonight. What did you think about his all-around game?
He's crazy. He played great, and not just scoring. He's a floor general too. He's getting teammates open. Finding the right pass. He's doing what he's supposed to do, and beyond that.
How does it help you when he is, making that extra pass like he was tonight?
Well, that's great. That takes pressure out of him, and let us all, enjoy the basketball. So when we need bucket, we go to him. We know that he's gonna do it, and also he's gonna, see all the floor and make a right play.
Yeah, you guys talked about wanting to make some adjustments coming out of game one, make it more difficult on their guards. Just what did you think about the way y'all handled those adjustments and the job y'all did defensively?
Well, biggest adjustment was physicality, just getting it open, playing more loose. So I think we did it. It was just the one game. Now we're going back home, and we got to keep doing what we do.
And what's it like? Like I said before, you've been in these playoff situations. What's it like seeing so many of these young guys who haven't been here responding the way they have?
That's great. They willing to sacrifice everything and then just go out there and play hard. Do anything what it takes to win the game. So right now it's playoffs. It's not about not about being fancy. It's about winning the game. So they doing it, and hopefully they're gonna continue doing that.
I know the playoffs are a little bit different, but how much do you think those 6, 7, 8 games that you guys played to make the play-in tournament, have the play-in tournament games, kind of help prepare those young guys for atmospheres like tonight, especially when the Suns are trying to make their comeback late?
we're a young team, and we need all kinds of experience we can get. You know, there is a lot of rookies. There is a lot of guys who never been in the playoffs on our team, and they need experience, and that's how they're gonna build it, by playing important games. Like you know, we had two tough games against San Antonio and then Clippers. You know, that's what it takes to build a experience. So, I mean, they're going through that. It's tough.
Got in such a rhythm in the second half, he just stopped calling stuff and kind of let you dictate it. You know, what did you just see there, and you know, how did you just feel in like that flow of the game?
Well, you know, I gotta give credit to Jackson Hayes, Larry Nance, some of the guys, some of our role players that were really, really good tonight. They made my job easier. I just threw the basketball to the rim and they went and caught it. Jackson was really running out on the break tonight and catching the ball and finishing. Larry setting good screens. Everybody came in and did a job of just paying attention to detail and executing the offense really well. They just made me look good tonight.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter, I think you guys put up 35. I think at one point you made 7 straight shots as a team. What did you like about your execution in the fourth?
Everything was flowing. You know, everybody was effective on the floor. All five made something happen, whether it was offensively or defensively. Jose came in and did a good job knocking down big shots. Murphy did a good job on the defensive end. We were really, really connected today. And when we are, we can run off 7. We can get 3 stops in a row. That's just us continuing to get better.
Yeah, and after that Clippers game, you talked about, you know, wanting to be on that playoff stage, wanting to show people what you can do. You know, how much have you been waiting for these type of moments to have this type of game, you know, on the biggest stage?
6 years. Throughout this year, I had confidence that we would be here. I didn't know what it would look like, but we continue to get better every single day with Willie being positive every single day and helping guys and teaching guys every single day. And I just feel like it's our time. It's our time to continue to get better for this organization, continue to build for next game, and just we have a really, really good group of guys that want to get better. So to be on this stage and continuing to have success is great for us.
And what did you kind of find in that second half that allowed you to get going, start hitting shots, and, you know, carry the offense?
Pace. We were really aggressive trying to get downhill. Like I said, everybody was effective, and it kind of opened up the floor a little bit. We made everybody players, and I was able to attack and get downhill, be strong with the basketball, and some of my shots just fell down.
Larry said he tells us every game when y'all are in your handshake line, he tells you you're the best player on the floor. What does that do for you to hear that from him right before you're going out for a game every night?
Yeah, it builds confidence for me. It shows that my teammates believe in me, and whatever that I do out there, they're going to follow. So I try to make sure that my energy good. I try to make sure that I start off the game the right way, and knowing it's going to trickle down to everybody else. So it means I'm being heavily watched, and I got to go out there and do the right things to make sure that our team has a chance.
Going back to the call and plays thing, when you were in that groove in the third and fourth quarter, what is that like, knowing that your coach has that level of confidence in you? I know you were talking about how, you know, the guys made you look good with some of the makes they were doing, but what does that say to you when Willie just trusts you in the moment to go do what you got to do?
It shows we're growing, you know. It's good to have a trust from the head coach, and knowing that any play that he calls, I can audible it. Anything that I see on the floor, he believes in it, and it's great. I mean, we have constant dialogue about the game all the time, so for him to hand it over and let me have the wheel a little bit sometimes it's great for my confidence, and I think it also helps his confidence a lot, just knowing that he has somebody on the floor that looks at the game exactly like him.
You've mentioned it before. He's mentioned it before. Those late night texts. Does he always answer when you text him late at night with these game clips, or you wake up to text from Willie in the morning when you're sending stuff late?
Well, last night I didn't think he was gonna text me, but it was like 12. But he actually hit me back at like 12:30, just talking back and forth about some of the things that I saw on film. It's always a confidence booster. Like I said, just hearing from him, and he's always giving good feedback. So that's good. Even with CJ, CJ is talking to me more than I'm talking to him just about the game. So it's a good thing to have around.
CJ mentioned. I know we talked about your film watching and how much you do that. Has there been have you done that more this year? Have you watched more film than maybe you have in the past?
I think it's the same amount. I think I'm just looking at it a different way now, kind of simplifying it, trying to figure out different ways that I can make the game easier for myself, and the ways that I can actually make the film easier for myself. So I've just taken a different approach of how I view things.
Yeah, and you and CJ, technically haven't played that many games together, but it seems like y'all have been able to click, extremely quickly. Just what have y'all done to kind of get to that point where y'all know how to complement each other on the court?
Constant communication, and I think we both have the same goal in mind, and that's winning. Incredible scorer, really knows the game, but we all have one goal in mind. Not just me and CJ, but everybody else that's in the organization. We have one goal in mind. That's winning each basketball game. So I think that's why we've clicked so well. It's not about us. It's about the whole team. So I think he notices that, and we all notice that. So he's been a fit as soon as he come in.
And I asked CJ the same thing, but how much are you looking forward to seeing what the SKC looks like on Friday?
Man, that shit gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Our fans has helped us a lot throughout the season, and especially seeing those fans in the play-in game, it really shows how much they love us. So I'm expecting a big crowd going back to the Smoothie King and them helping us get another win.
Thanks, BI.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.